Hello and welcome to a new lesson, Past Continuous Tense. Review lesson, Lecture 28. Let's discuss about the topic. A structure of past continuous tense in the affirmative or positive form of sentence. If we have the subjects like he, she, it, and also I, and similar noun, we use was and then verb in the first form with ing, and then we have objects or other words. This is the first structure of past continuous tense. We have another structure, and if we have the subjects like you, we, they, and plural noun, we add or use were plus first form of the verb and ing plus objects or other words. Now let's see the examples of past continuous tense. He was closing the door. She was cooking food. It was raining then. I was teaching English. You were reading a book and they were playing tennis. Now we move on to the next. That is to say, a structure of past continuous tense in the negative form of sentence. In this case, if we have the subjects like he, she, it, and also I, singular noun, we use was not, and the short form is wasn't, and then verb in the first form with ing, and then we have objects or other words. We have one more structure in the negative form, and if we have the subjects like you, we, they, and plural noun, we use were not or weren't, and then we have the first form of the verb with ing, and then we have objects or other words. Now let's see the examples in the negative form. He wasn't helping the poor. She wasn't making a cake. I wasn't teaching French. Tom wasn't riding a bicycle. You weren't helping the poor. Girls weren't riding bicycles. We continue our discussion. Past continuous tense in the interrogative form of sentence. In this case, the helping verb comes first with capital W, was, and then we have subjects with a small letter like he, she, it, and I always written with capital letter, whether in the beginning or in the middle of a sentence. And we have singular noun, and then we use first form of the verb with ing, and then we have objects or other words. Let's see the examples. Was he drinking juice? Was she going to college? Was it working well? Was Tom driving a car? Now we have another structure. Helping verb were comes first with a W as capital. And then we have subjects, and we write subject with a small letter like you, we, they, and plural noun. And then we have the first form of the verb with ing, and then we have objects or other words. Let's see the examples. Were you drinking juice? Were we going to college? Were they playing games? Were girls making cakes? Now we move on to the next. Structure of past continuous tense in the interrogative form of sentence with question words like what, how, when, where, why, etc. In this case, the question words come first. After that, helping verb was. And then we have subjects like he, she, it, and I, of course, and similar noun. And then we have the first form of the verb with ing. We have objects or other words. Of course, question mark. Let's see the examples. Why was he traveling to Paris? How was she cooking food? When was it going to happen? Where was Tom going by a car? We have another structure in this respect. We have the question words plus were. And then we have subjects like you, we, they, and plural noun. And then we have the first form of the verb ing, and then we have objects or other words. Let's see the examples in this aspect. What were you doing yesterday? Why were we going to college? When were they planning to do? Why were girls making cakes? Now we move on to the next stage, usage of past continuous tense. And the first point is an action which was going on in the past, an action which was progressing in the past, which continued in the past, which kept going in the past, which kept happening in the past. Let's see the examples. He was reading a book. I was teaching English. Tom was playing football. It was raining that time. We were cooking food. So what we notice is that actions were taking place in the past, continuing in the past, progressing in the past. Therefore, sometimes we also call it past progressive tense. Hope you understand the concept. Thank you and goodbye.